Hi you guys, so I'm going to start off the video today with a little bit of what's been going on in the world of Taz. As you know from my last video, I've handed in my notice on my job, everything's a little bit woo. So I went for an interview for a job I like the sound of, and I went for the interview last night. My husband came with me because he doesn't like me driving in the dark, I know, sweetheart, and he was going to take the dog for a walk. So it's in the middle of nowhere. It's a barn with a long track road, pitch black, potholes, and on the way in my car went down and I damaged the front of my car. My mud flaps were completely ripped apart. So anyway, I went to the interview. It's an old car anyway, it doesn't really matter. But I went into the interview. It was a really intense interview. I don't know if any of you have had those ones where they just ask so many questions, really, really deep stuff. So about an hour and a half of that, they finally let me go, and I was like, okay, you never know really how it's going to go. And just as we opened the door to let me out, my husband was stood there, and I thought he looked a little bit dirty. Didn't think anything of it, didn't want to draw attention to it. The guy that interviewed me shook hands with my husband, and we walked off. So my husband turns and says to me, he says, oh, how did it go? I don't know. I never know. I never know if I've done good or not. I like the job. He said, do you think you'd want to go for it? I said, yeah, I do. And he went, I've got to tell you something. What? Your car. When I came back to pick you up, I decided to avoid said potholes. So he cut round on the grass, which turned into a swamp. Here's a picture of my car. Basically had to get in the car, he tried to push, he got absolutely covered in mud, and after about 25 minutes I had to go back to this guy's house office that he just interviewed, knock on the door, and, hi, remember me? Well, funny story. So the guy had to come down with his pickup truck, he had to tow us, he had to tie rope, and we blocked his driveway, we blocked several members of his family being able to get in and out of his driveway, including one guy that had to reverse 300 yards up the track in the dark because we couldn't get out. So I don't think I'm going to hear back from that one, but I'll take it as a sign. I'm all about fate and all that. So I thought that'd make a few of you chuckle. So better luck next time. So let's get on with what's been in the news. Serena's popped up again, talking about Meghan coming over and visiting her at the tennis games. Now people have gone a little bit nutty over this because she said, I think it was the first interview, she said something like, oh, she doesn't know how she could have left a newborn, and as far as we're all aware, she'd left Archie with the nannies, Harry, and then it's changed. This one that she's done, she said it's so amazing that she flew out to see me with a newborn. So people jumped all over it going, oh, she's lied, Meghan's lied, she did take Archie. I don't think so. I think what's happened is what Serena meant to say, and I'm really not, obviously defending Meghan in any way here, but what Serena meant to say was she came out to see me even though she had a newborn. So she came out to see me with a newborn, But either way, it's not that great, is it? I don't know, from all of my friends that have had children and stuff, I don't know any of them that would just leave their weeks-old newborn baby with nannies that you don't really know. This isn't like the kid's 3 years old and you've had the same nanny in the family. You're effectively leaving him with strangers. Her mum wasn't there to go over to see a tennis match. It doesn't look great, does it, to leave a baby that young? So I think that's what happened. The press ran with it straight away and it's been taken out of context. I could be wrong. She could have taken Archie. I can't say that I'm right or wrong here. So speaking of Archie and flights, it looks to be the latest rumours are Meghan and Harry are going to spend Christmas away from the UK. They're going to spend Thanksgiving and Christmas over in America. Some people say they're house hunting. Some people say they're uninvited. They're not even invited to Sandringham. Given the fact that, they spoke about the Fab Four at Remembrance services, they weren't seen together. I think that is an epic proportion fallout now. It would make sense. Why would you go spend time with relatives that you're not getting along with, I guess? More for Harry. I think it's sad, especially after they ditched Balmoral in the summer. The Queen, I think, had made arrangements so they didn't even have to see William and Catherine at the same time. But Meghan could fly, obviously, and go watch tennis matches and that, but they couldn't make the effort to see the Queen and Prince Philip, which I find very sad. Harry's been close to them. He's always been close to them. And let's be honest, Philip hasn't got very long. I hate saying it, but they're in their 90s. They're not going to be around in another 20 years, are they? Kate, and Harry's he's gonna regret this. But the boy is so still being a ball led around by the nose ring. He doesn't seem to be grasping family anymore. He just looks like an angry, petulant child. But this is what's going to bite him in the butt when he's older, because you can never get those moments back. I have got regrets that I didn't spend more time with members of my family that are no longer here. You will have regrets, so be it on your own head. But I just find it more sad for Philip and the Queen, if I'm honest. If Harry wants to behave like a spoiled, petulant child and follow Meghan around like a little lapdog, that's down to him. But it would have been nice for the Queen and Prince Philip to, you know, to see them, if this is true. Again, it's speculating at the moment. For all we know, we'll see them on the church service, and then there'll be a royal reporter going, oh, well, I didn't mean that. Remembrance weekend, there's been lots of crazy stands kicking off going, oh, Meghan's been separated, she looks so sad and lonely, she was on the balcony. Why was Meghan kicked off onto the balcony? Well, because that's the Queen, that's the future Queen, and another future Queen. She's not going to be a queen. I hate to break it to the crazy stands, but they're still, have you seen some of the crazy stuff that goes on social media? They think that Archie's going to be king, Meghan's going to be queen, that the public are going to vote because Harry and Meghan are so popular, we're just going to vote William and Catherine out and completely bypass them. And her fans can sometimes be a little bit crazy, a little bit serious, a little bit hail King Archie and Queen Meghan. Yeah, all right then. So moving on from that, what else do we have in the news? So several of the outfits that were brought up with over Remembrance weekend, what Meghan was wearing, I don't really care about fashion that much. The only thing that I think that she did, drawing attention to herself. The reason why I think this is because the hats, the style hats that she wore, there was a particular outfit, picture included here, of where she looks remarkably like Diana. And we know that Meghan really likes to dress like Diana. There are lots and lots of examples of where she has worn near enough identical clothing. Don't get me wrong, there are a few pictures out there with Kate when she stood on the steps when she just had one of the babies. She was wearing a dress very similar to Diana. And then there was Charles's birthday pictures, and she had a dress very similar to Diana. Let's be honest, Diana was a fashion icon. She has worn so many amazing pieces of clothing. The thing is, it's a classic style. Kate wears classic style, and a classic style is classic because it stays in. Whereas I think Meghan tends to really want to look like Diana. She does the same sort of mannerisms and stuff. It's kind of creepy. I said on one of my tweets, it's a little bit Norman Batesy. I can just picture Harry going, come in, mother. Oh, sorry, Meghan. So aside from wearing hats and outfits that, you know, they look very similar to what Diana has worn, she has also drawn attention to herself again by not wearing tights. Now, I know some of people don't get this, especially if you're not from the UK. One, it's absolutely freezing here. You wear tights. Ladies tend to wear tights, but it is something that the Queen has always asked that members of the royal family wear tights. Meghan knows this. There's been lots of stories about it. She chooses still not to wear them. So whilst she's not doing a really bad, naughty, awful thing, it draws attention to it. So naturally, social media pick up on it, newspapers pick up on it, articles are on it. The dress that she wore was very Grace Kelly. Naturally, it's custom, it's Ardham, and £25,000 ruby earrings. I can't see that Harry has got much more of that inheritance left. So if they're going to get cut off by the royal family, now's the time to do it, because I reckon Harry's probably got about 2 years of her spending money, and then he's going to come crawling back because he'll have nothing. She'll have the house, the baby, she'll have everything, won't she? And there's a little bit of me, I know it's a bit mean, but I'm not sure how sorry I'm going to feel for him initially. Whilst he is obviously completely in love with her, I think that he is going to get chewed up and spat out. So with this belted Grace Kelly style dress that she's wearing, it's a classic dress, it's a lovely dress actually. Obviously it's belted, Meghan loves a belted, but there are quite a few pictures of Meghan with her hands placed over her stomach, like she did when she was pregnant. I don't think that she is pregnant, but I think that she likes to draw these little subtleties. She knows that the photographer is going to take a picture of that. She knows that the newspapers are going to buy that picture because the newspapers want people to think, they want the clickbait. So she's playing up to the media as she always does, and poor hapless Harry is just following along. Then we come to the latest Instagram post. So for Remembrance, Meghan decided to post some pictures from her past with a backdrop of lots of soldiers where she had been visiting them with the Suits cast. So yet again, it's Remembrance, but rather than just doing a nice post for remember all the lives lost and all of the things that the servicemen and women do for us even still, it's pictures of Meghan. So we cannot forget that Meghan is such a nice humanitarian. Look what she does. And And yet again, she does seem to like to show any bits of kindness, any bits that she's done. She wants the world to know what a fabulous person she is. If it was just pictures of soldiers and their families and stuff, I think that would have been a much nicer thing. But again, it's Meghan, so I can't help but feel it's just self-promotion. Their Instagram account, let's face it, is nothing but just an ego boost, a vanity project. Meghan wants to tell the world how wonderful she is all the time, and no small thing will ever go unnoticed. She'll put a picture of herself up there. This is what narcissists do. And I'm going to do another video on that because I've been reading loads of interesting stuff to do with sociopathy, psychopaths and narcissism. I've been reading into it, so quite interesting. So then, of course, because she's posted this, you've got the crazy typical psycho fans all screaming and going, oh, she's inspirational, she's so amazing, she's just so wonderful. This is what Meghan lives for, and she thrives for it. And anyone who doesn't see through this by now, I'm sorry, I think you need your head reading. She loves it. She loves this attention. And it's just even more ironic, really, that Harry not that long ago was saying social media really numbs your brains, that children and people should stay off it. Yet they encourage people to go to their social media account to tell the world how fabulous they are. I think Meghan tends to view her Instagram account when she's feeling a little bit crap. Maybe there hasn't been great news articles. She reminds me of, like, I've just got this vision in my head of the evil queen in Snow White, that she just goes on her Instagram account and it's like, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Oh, I can read about all these people that love me and fawning all over me. I just see it as one big ego boost. All these pictures that go up on there, I just think it is just promoting herself. It's incredibly unroyal, it's incredibly ungracious. It reminds me of those people that want to go do charitable things, which is great, you cannot knock that, but they go to a soup kitchen or they go help the homeless at Christmas, but then post it all over social media because they want people to go, oh, that's so amazing of you, that is amazing, oh, that's so kind of you. I don't know, I'm one of those believers that if you want to do something nice, if I went and did something like that, I wouldn't want it on social media because you're invading other people's privacy, and Meghan's big on that, but only when it's suits. I think Meghan's quest for hero worship, for the adulation that she wants, for the ego trip will be her undoing with Harry, because I do think Harry is a bit like Charles, and it only took a short amount of time for Charles to get jealous over the attention that Diana was getting and courting. Harry is beginning to look a shadow of himself. He is really not happy, and it's only going to be a matter of time where he's going to start going, wait, you've put us in a situation again. You're happy as anything and I'm miserable. Harry's ego, I think it's had a bashing. He was one of the most popular royals. If everyone loved Harry, girls used to fawn over him. Now there he is telling Japanese 12-year-old schoolgirls to stay away from him because he's married. Sorry, Harry, I think your ship sailed, mate. You're bald. You're going to be 40 in a few years. You behave like a petulant child. You look miserable in all of your pictures. People say that Harry's faded due to the amount of control that Meghan has over him. I think it's obvious for most people to see that Harry does absolutely anything that Meghan wants. What Meghan wants, Meghan gets. I just hope that Harry genuinely wakes up before the Queen or Prince Philip pass. I think it would be terribly sad for them. The Sussexes have brought this on themselves, but you know, I just think the Queen and Prince Philip don't deserve this in their twilight years. They've dedicated their lives to the country, to the people, and it's just so sad that Harry has just caused so much by just picking the wrong partner. Anyway, that's it for me today. I will keep you updated on my job search and everything else. I'm hoping to do a video before I go away on Thursday for a few days and watch this space. So I will speak to you all very soon. Please keep sending in the emails. I've had some really lovely ones. It's nice if people want to send in ideas of things that they want me to talk about and want me to cover, because to be honest with you, I'm getting a little bit bored talking about Harry and Meghan all the time. So, you know, give me suggestions of other things that I could talk about that you think that you'd like to hear about. Anyway, I'll speak to you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
If you like my video, please remember to like and subscribe. Please, angry typist, you will be blocked, so save your fingers a time. Love, Taz. P.S. For everyone that keeps complaining about the chipmunk voice, it's here to stay. I like him.